Basically, whatever you are passionate about, somehow you just make time for it. And really love what I do. And I love sharing. So I love connecting to people and sharing.
So what has been your inspiration to follow or write this book and pursue the creative artwork that you've been working on?
We can find inspiration right from the time we wake up. I have 2 mantras where the first one is जी लिया वो अपना है कल तो बस एक सपना है. And I really believe in it.
Is there a central theme that you're following specifically at this exhibition?
When you look at it, कोई एक लम्हा आपको ज़रूर दिखाई देगा जो कहीं छुपा हो आपके दिल में, वो लम्हा दिखाई देगा उस पेंट on all the painting.
Every now and then we get to hear about art, and a very integral part of art is expression. One gets into art and any kind of creative domain because they want to express themselves. Now another type of expression, since decades, as we know, since centuries we know, has been writing as well. And in today's time, when attention spans are going, we're literally competing with goldfishes. In today's time, still someone decides to get into art, still someone decides to get into writing. They want to put their thoughts, their expression, their experiences into a whole bunch of pages in the format of a book, get it together, and then piece it out, and then give it to their audiences so that others can learn from their experiences. It's a Herculean task. For the most part, getting that confidence itself that should I write, who's going to read, should I create something, who's going to come and see and understand my my thoughts and my expressions. It takes a lot of daring, and one such artist and one such expressionist, if I may, is Mrs. Vidisha Bajoria. Who is she? What is her journey? Why did she decide to firstly, of course, write a book, and then, of course, get into art? How did she get into art? And then, what is her signature style of writing and drawing on a canvas? And what is the expression and emotions that come out from these two pieces of her creative journey? So, to know more, let's speak to Miss Vidisha. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for taking your time.
Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure.
Thank you.
So I'll start from the same point that I said in the intro, that how did you decide that this is the direction that you want to take?
Basically, I am a very passionate person who loves to do everything, enjoys and loves doing everything and anything. So, being born in a family, blessed to be born in a family where my great-grandfather was Jai Dayalji Goenka, who is the founder member of Geeta Press, that is in Gorakhpur, and it's among the biggest publishing houses, which was established to promote the principles of Hinduism. So as a child, I have heard so much about him. He has written excellent books which were published, which had translations of Bhagavad Gita and all our scriptures and how to live life. And my father also used to write a lot. So I have grown up hearing about my Dadaji, Bade Dadaji, whom we call Babaji. So I have grown up hearing about Babaji and seeing my father, who used to always read, write. He was a scholar. He himself used to translate in Hindi and Marathi, Bhagavad Gita in Hindi and Marathi, which was published in the newsletters, and he was instrumental in establishing Gita Mandir in Kolhapur. So I have basically grown up seeing them write. Papa used to write a lot of poetry, so do I. So he also published his book, Mere Man Ki Baat, and he has translated Gitanjali, which was Shri Rabindranath Tagoreji's collection of poems. So he has also translated that in Hindi. So I have all throughout grown up seeing him read and write. So, and Papa used to always, I think it was inculcated in us, because whenever we used to go out for holidays, he used to always ask us to write, express ourselves, what we saw, what we enjoyed. So I think that was gradually inculcated in us, how we could express through words.
So how did, so typically what happens is that, say, if I'm from a family of engineers, or if I'm from a family of doctors or military folks, I would not want to go there because there's been a lineage, everybody's been doing it. I want to do something else. How did you get that, for a lack of better statement, that creative influx or injection, if I may, and you decided कि नहीं मेरे को तो यही करना है? How did your creative journey evolve?
I think that is the only language I knew. How could I could express myself through words. And also painting, I started as a hobby. I used to see my sister, my elder sister. She is a gold medalist from JJ School of Arts and is a wildlife artist, world-renowned wildlife artist. So as a child, I used to see her painting. We have a gap of almost 16 years. So I used to see her painting and sketching. So painting came more through as a hobby, and then later on, once I people used to appreciate my work, then it gradually got maybe converted into my passion.
What is your innate emotion when you look at a canvas and you have everything in your hand and you're just about to draw? What is that first emotion that comes out? And uske baad it's a very free flow of creative energy, right? But what is that emotion that sparks your hand to start on the canvas?
When I see the canvas, basically I want to sketch something that relates to life. And I am also spiritually inclined, so something that would tell us a story. I don't like just painting anything just like that. I love that my canvas should speak for itself. It is like the silence would also have heartbeats, which would be a story in itself. And it would basically, if you sit in front of my paintings, you could just see the painting and weave a thread of your memories, or it would take you towards nature, or what our mythological incidents are. So I want each canvas and each painting to speak for itself.
You've been, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been drawing or creating artwork for about 25-30 years now. Why did you decide to do this exhibition now, like after so many years?
Basically, earlier I used to just sell by word of mouth. So I wanted the world to see my artwork and showcase what I feel and combine the book along with it, because both of them speak the same language.
In your current journey, creative journey, life happens. Every day there's something or the other happening. World is moving at a rocket speed pace. It's difficult to catch up. Then you've got a family to support. You've got your social commitments. You've got your professional commitments. So I've got two questions there. One is, how do you take out time from all of this? Because I'm a creative guy myself, and I really need to understand and learn from you on how do you manage your schedule in such a way that you still come out with such a huge collection of your artwork, of course, and then you also got time to put together a book which reflects your journey, etc. Second is, who is your constant motivation in your current life, if I may? Who keeps pushing you, or whenever you sort of feel a little down, they sort of get you up, pep you up, and let you continue on the journey?
Basically, whatever you are passionate about, somehow you just make time for it. And I thought this is the right time, because I have two beautiful daughters who are married now. So I have time in hand, and the book and paintings, all of them I have been collecting since a long time. And basically, I never lost focus. I wanted to do this, and it was all planned maybe 15 years back, that I have to do an exhibition, I have to publish a book. And I had timed it in my mind that yes, once my children are married, I will have the time, and then I will work towards my dreams. So that is what.
That's how you manage your schedule, right? So, and who motivates you? Who keeps you on track? Who's your constant source of कि नहीं करना है, लगे रहो?
I think that is just me myself. I really, really love what I do, and I love sharing. So I love connecting to people and sharing. So that is the best way I feel, where through the book and the paintings, I could show them a reflection of me. I always feel that all of us are reflections of each other. So once maybe through my painting and my book, I could maybe speak to them and just share what my views are of whatever is happening around the world right now, and how to remain positive.
So, what has been your inspiration to follow or write this book and pursue the creative paint artwork that you've been working on?
Basically, I think anything and everything inspires us, whatever we see around us. I get really inspired by someone who is really hardworking, dedicated, and disciplined. So, inspiration is, we can find inspiration right from the time we wake up, where maybe the newspaper vendor, just yeah, the person who is delivering our milk, they wake up so early in the morning and they really deliver the newspaper in time. And even if they are 10 minutes or 15 minutes late, we just get angry at them and not understanding what they must have gone through or why they are late. So basically, whoever is really working and they have reached greater heights in life, and everything and anything that is around us inspires me.
Any quote or mantra that you live your life by, and which also sort of is depicted through your work?
Yeah, I have two mantras, where the first one is जी लिया वो अपना है कल तो बस एक सपना है. And I really, really believe in it, because you have to live to the fullest. I do not know whether I would breathe the next moment or no. So today, if I am breathing my last breath, I should feel that yes, I have done enough and I have lived enough. So you have to make the most of it in this little, whatever time we have got in life, and this valuable life that we have got. We just take our life too much for granted. So and we feel हम लोग तो जीने वाले हैं अभी. So I feel you have to make the most of every moment in life. And the second one is do your best and leave the rest. What I said before too, that there is a supernatural power, something beyond all of us. So what is there in our hands is just that we can do our best, and then the rest, if it is good for us, it will definitely happen.
Is that the thing that also brings down your perspective and your thought to the art of letting go, taking a break, taking a pause?
Yes, it does. We have to. Life is too precious. It is too short for grievances. So we have to learn to just let go, not hold on to anything, because it's just not worth it. Sometimes you may just not meet that person whom you are holding a grievance with the next moment. There would be no time to say you are sorry, or you love someone. The person is just gone within seconds. So yeah, it's you should not really hold on to anything, and just let go and do your best, and then just let go and wait for the results, which is also, all our scriptures speak about it. It's just more that we should start practicing it in our day-to-day life. We expect a lot from our children, from ourselves.
From our
We are
own self,
too
of
harsh
course.
on ourselves too
Correct.
nowadays.
Correct.
So we need to just stop being harsh on ourselves and others and live life completely.
On that, right, the next thing that I'd like to understand from you is there a central theme that you're following specifically at this exhibition?
No, there is no central theme as such, but yes, it is basically it is more of a reflection of life. When you look at it, कोई अपना कोई एक लम्हा आपको ज़रूर दिखाई देगा, जो कहीं छुपा हो आपके दिल में वो लम्हा दिखाई देगा उस पेंट उन ऑल दी पेंटिंग्स.
Are you also and I've seen this with that most of the artists do this, right? That somehow their current expression through their art has a direct or indirect consonance with their childhood, or say their early growing up age, their family life. Those memories that get engraved into our subconscious, they sort of then come out as an artwork, some reflection of it. तो आपके इसमें भी have you tried to do that?
मेरे इसमें you would definitely see all the spiritually inclined. I am a firm believer of some energy that is beyond us. So it could be any name we can give it. अपने भगवान बोले, वाहिगुरु बोले, अपने Jesus बोले, Allah बोले, anything. That energy has really, I have felt that energy in many incidents in my life, where there's something that is there taking care of us and helping us in whatever we want to achieve. So whatever we give to the universe gives back to us. That would be reflecting in all my paintings and my write-ups.
How did you match, or rather merge, the book and the artwork? What is like the bridge between the both of them? What are some common themes?
Both of them are reflections and expressions of what I feel. So that's how they are connected.
How did you start writing the book?
Book was basically, I started with a blog that is maybe 20 years back, and then everybody was liking my write-up. So that's how I said, let me just start writing. Instead of the blog, let me write a book. And I kept expressing and kept writing about it, and I kept rectifying as I learned and as I experienced life in the last 10-15 years. It kept changing, and then this is the final product.
How many years since you've been writing this book?
Almost 15 years.
Oh, that's a long time. What kept you on track? 15 साल बहुत होते हैं मैम. 15 साल में तो passions आज के टाइम में तो change every month, every
Yes.
day.
Yes.
How did you keep at it? कि नहीं यही करना है.
I think that was the only mode of expression how I could reach to the mass. I could reach people, and I wanted that even my painting or my write-up, even if it touches one soul, I would feel it is worth all the effort.
Have your friends have you given a sneak peek of your work to your
A
friends?
little bit.
A little bit. What were their initial thoughts?
They could all relate to it because it is my write-ups are it revolves around relationships in today's world, in the fast-paced world. That is something that is taking a back seat. Relationships, marriage, family, everything is falling apart. So everybody could relate to it. All of us as Indians and as humans, we all miss that connect in this phase of AI, where everything has become so artificial that reels, Instagram, ये सब पे जो दिखता है, we feel oh that is what it is. It's like जैसे अभी कोई building है, but then the exterior would be magnificent, but there would be a lot of cracks inside. But दुनिया को वही दिखता है वो exterior. Unfortunately. So the book is just a small effort that we should all pull down our mask and pause, enjoy, become mindful. And because life is very, very valuable. I've had near-death experiences 2-3 times. So one breath, it's like I feel abhi saans aayi aur nahi aayi. So I feel all of us should start valuing that instead of just racing and running. And we all need to pause.
So on that point, ma'am, the way you are telling me, the way you're saying that we all should pause, it's actually connecting with me, right? Purely because your entire energy and your passion is within that statement that we should take a pause. Now, I want to understand from you, how do you take a pause? What do you do? What is that tipping point when you realize कि नहीं अभी थोड़ा let's take the break? So how do you recollect yourself, recompose yourself? How do you take a pause?
I actually don't take time off while I am working, even if it is 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Just pausing, maybe make a cup of tea, just see the sunrise. That is pausing. It's like meditation for me. So every moment you can just, it can be just for a second. You just sit down quietly, relax. That 1 second is enough to feel life. You don't have to actually sit down, go away somewhere and to become more mindful. It's just little things. I just take a break, binge watch movies. I love watching movies. I'm a movie buff, so maybe just you don't have to be on the move all the time. So these little things, maybe just play with your pet animal, or dog or cat, or just go out with the children and switch off your phone. What we are 24/7 on phone, that really kills us. It's like being on an exam all the time. So you just keep your phone aside and enjoy. Even if you've just gone out for dinner, or even if you're having dinner at home, you just sit down, keep your phone aside, just enjoy, speak to your husband or your wife or anybody, whomever you are sitting with.
Why do you think people don't do that? Why do you think people, not the phone part, why have people forgotten to take a break?
I think the race of survival is taking a toll on everybody, and people are so comfortable in that comfort zone where they are artificially living, that they don't want to be the real self. I would not want to expose my real self to you. So that is how all of us are trying to hide. Right? We all have a wall in front of us where we don't want the world to know, because everybody has become too judgmental. So that fear of someone judging us is there. So my book also speaks of someone who is a sounding board. We all should have one person who is a sounding board where you can just go and speak anything under the sun, who could just be your mentor, your friend, your guide, and could say that, अरे कोई बात नहीं यार, गलती हो गई, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं, let's just rectify and move ahead. All of us need that person which is very, very rare in today's time.
Who is your sounding board?
I have a lot of friends and my family, so all of them basically.
So, circling back to your point of the fear of being judged, everybody is judgmental. From what little I have understood through my past years of life is, पहले pre-internet हमारा किसी को जज करके देखने का पैमाना बहुत छोटा था. We were limited to our own spaces, right? Now the whole world is, in our pocket, in the 6-inch का screen, everything is there. So किसी को जज करने का पैरामीटर superficially बहुत बड़ा हो गया. So while you positioned your book there and you talk about, how to sort of avoid and navigate this constant judgmental world, when you started or when you decided कि नहीं अब मेरे को book launch करनी है और exhibition करना है, fear of judgment तो उस टाइम भी आता है कि यार मुझे कौन जानता है, कौन आएगा, करूँ कि नहीं करूँ, is it perfect? Because everything is superficial, everything is made up in today's time. सब एकदम ऐसा अच्छा गुडी. How did you navigate those, when your stomach gives you butterflies कि यार नहीं करे नहीं करे?
I think जब अपने दिल से कुछ चाहते हैं ना, I basically have that faith and belief in myself. And what I also speak in my book is you give it your best shot. You have to give it 100%. Then it is not in our hands. There's no point stressing about anything in life. And it's my own experience. You give it your 100%. फिर अगर अपने लिए अच्छा होगा, you will get it. If it is not good for us, that supreme power will take care of it and not give it to us because it is not good for us. Maybe we can't see what is there in store. So we will not get that if it is not destined for us.
और आजकल most of the people don't believe in that because everything is like give and take. वो बैलेंस शीट में दुनिया जी रही है, यहाँ पे नेगेटिव तो यहाँ पॉजिटिव. तो आप जब ये बात, when you bring out this topic, say in your family, in your friends, when you meet someone new and you talk about this, समझो आपके पास कोई, you must be a sounding board for a lot of your folks around you. when they come to you and you tell them कि नहीं ठीक है, it's okay, it's not, maybe it's not meant for you, that's why it's not happening.
हाँ जी.
Their immediate reaction, like this is the way I also
Yeah.
react, and I also would react कि यार ऐसा कैसा, मेरे हाथ में कुछ तो कंट्रोल होना चाहिए ना, right? So we are humans, right? We are like right next to God, we position ourselves. How do you bring about that shift in someone's psyche कि नहीं, sometimes it's better to let go because that's not meant for you?
Being a healer, I am a Reiki master and a crystal therapist and tarot reader, and I have done a lot of alternative therapies, courses in a lot of alternative therapies. So I have been speaking to many people. Many of my clients are there who come and speak to me. It is, you just have to see the brighter side. Maybe if you come up to me and say, yaar ye nahi hua, I don't know how to handle it, I would maybe try and speak to you and show you the brighter side of why it has not happened. And maybe this is how it could be worse. So अपने बोलते हैं ना कि अपने सस्ते में छूट गए.
Correct.
It's like that कि it did not happen because you just see the brighter side. So you just speak to a person and show them the brighter side. And I have had many experiences where they've come back to me after a few months and said, oh yeah, this is what was the right thing to happen.
So does your book also talk about how to identify a sounding board? Because there's that fear also, no? You want to, a sounding board basically means जहाँ पे you will just expose yourself, right? Your darkest and the brightest parts of your personality, of your being will come out. सामने वाले के पास आप सब जाके उनको बताएंगे, right? That person has to be like a sponge, जो सब वो absorb करे and nothing goes out.
Yeah.
Does your book also talk about on how to identify such sounding boards from around us?
Yes, it would guide you. Like earlier, we were all in joint families. The book also speaks about that we were all in joint families and there was someone in the family who was a sounding board. आज अगर मैं एक बच्चे को डांटती हूँ तो वो कभी मे बी चाची के पास जाएगा या दादी के पास जाएगा एंड दे वुड स्पीक टू देम. तब मम्मी बहुत बुरी है लेकिन तब वो दे वुड टेक केयर ऑफ इट कि भाई द चाइल्ड इज टेकन केयर ऑफ. सो the book speaks of it that you have to keep speaking to people and then identify ki bhai this person is right and I can maybe speak to this person. You would immediately not come to know, but then there is a connect. When you speak to someone, you would the heart connects. There is some kind of invisible connection that you would feel that okay, maybe this person is the right person, and your conscience would warn you whenever you speak to a wrong person. But still we just brush it away कि नहीं मेरे को इससे ही बात करना है. But the conscience would tell you once at least that this is not the right person. We have the tendency of just brushing it away, but yeah, we need to understand that, listen to that silent voice within.
Before concluding our conversation, couple of more questions that I have is, what do we expect or what should we expect from the book launch? What are we looking forward to from the book launch?
In the book launch, you would have to come with an open mind. It is basically a heartfelt clarity and it is in very simple English. It is basically Hinglish because it is Hindi and English. Few things you do not give you that impact unless you express it in Hindi. So it has few write-ups in Hindi and few in English, and I can assure you won't need a dictionary along with the book because it is in very, very simple language. So, and something that you would relate to. I would like to mention 3 words here where it is mindful, it is simple, and it is relatable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And would you map these 3 words to your artwork also?
Yes, exactly. You would relate to every artwork and you would, the book and my paintings, all of them are like a mirror, a darpan, where you would see a reflection of yourself somewhere in the write-ups or the paintings.
Great. So just want to understand from you more about the schedule of the exhibition, the book launch. where is it happening, when is it happening, how can our audience reach out, probably book a pass to visit the exhibition, where is the venue?
No, it's in Raja Ravi Verma Art Gallery, and it's on 8th of October at 11:30, and that's where we would do the book launch and continued with the art exhibition.
Awesome. And then it'll continue
It
for
is
about
continuing,
7
yeah.
days.
It is there for a week, so about 5 days. So till the 12th of October, we would be there showcasing all the paintings.
So from 8th to 12th October.
Yeah, yeah. And if anybody wants to follow on all the other details, they can follow me on Instagram, that is Bajoria Vidisha, and the website that is vidishagoenkabajoria.com.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Thank
This was,
you.
albeit a short conversation, but a lovely one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the
Thank
exhibition
you.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.